Hi there. Got an encouraging message again for you this week, all my friends around the world. I want to talk to you about those famous verses in Matthew chapter 11, and I think they're pertinent for the season that we live in. Jesus says this: "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Those very famous words from Jesus: come to me and I will give you rest. He's talking about their rest for people who labour. And actually the Greek word is labouring to the point of exhaustion, toil. It's about striving, working full on without a pause, being wearisome, exhausting, unending. It's a picture of what life is like without the grace and mercy of Jesus living in us. But it's sometimes also a picture of what Christian life can be like if we rely on self-effort. And I don't know about you, but this lockdown period with the coronavirus pandemic, for many of us, although it's physically not been demanding, it's mentally and spiritually been really hard work to keep going. And then Jesus talks about rest for those who are heavy laden. Again, literally it means to be loaded up, to be overburdened. The Greek word there is used for that Roman backpack that a soldier would wear. And the longer the mission, the heavier the amount of stuff in the backpack. And it's an expectation that you had to carry it. It's a picture for us of being burdened with the sins and the selfishness and the dysfunctionality of the world around us and of stuff inside us. But it's also about us believers carrying our own burdens, our own worries, or even taking on the worries and the burdens and the concerns of others. And Jesus is almost saying, look, you're heavy laden, you've got hard work ahead of you. How are you going to complete this journey without being exhausted? There's only one way. And that's by taking on my yoke. If it was just about needing a holiday, we could do that. If it was just about a good night's sleep, we could do that. If it was just about a couple of days break away from everybody, we could do that. But Jesus is offering this refreshing, this calmness, this opportunity to press pause for a moment and receive that stillness and that calm and that rest that we can't get from anywhere else. If you're in a leadership position, you need to be reminded today that Jesus has never promised us that he won't put difficult assignments our way. But he does say in those difficult tasks, number one, he will accompany us. Number two, he will give us the strength to complete the task that he's given us. Number three, in that task, he'll give us the rest and the refreshing that we need in order to keep going. And true rest for our inner being, for our souls, can only come as we're obedient to the command of Jesus to take his yoke upon us. Now, those of you that are living in rural areas and countries where oxen are still used regularly, you'll be familiar with a wooden yoke that holds two animals together. A pair of connected oxen is typically called a yoke of oxen. And that's a picture that we've at least seen on the television if we haven't seen it face to face. I've seen it as I've travelled in India and Africa, for example. But also in the Bible, the yoke was used metaphorically to mean attaching yourself to a teacher, to a rabbi. You would take the yoke of a rabbi for a couple of years if it meant you were going to travel with them, you were going to learn from them, you were going to sit at their feet as they taught you. Being submitted to a teacher, to a leader. The Old Testament talks quite often of the yoke of religion, of man's yoke. Jesus talks about a completely different yoke, the yoke of relationship. And he says that his yoke is well fitted. Rules and religion don't fit the need for personal relationship. This is not about a religious set of rules, that heavy burdens that are put on us. But compared to the burden of human effort, what Jesus asks for us is light. It's as if when Jesus was working with his dad Joseph in that carpenter's shop, there would be a sign outside that says, "My yokes fit well." When Jesus tells us to take up his yoke, I think he's really talking about three distinct things. The first one he's saying is you need connection. Jesus is saying, be with me. Yokes are made for two, not for one. We're not meant to go through life living apart from God. And shall I tell you, one of the easiest places to actually do life apart from God, it's when we're in Christian ministry. Because sometimes we can fall back to our own experience, our own skills. We can go through the motions. And although publicly we might be in Christian leadership, personally we're distant from God. Jesus is saying, be connected to me. And then he's saying, follow me. It's not just about connection, it's about direction. The idea of a yoke pictures the forward motion of two things moving together. You can't be yoked with Jesus and Jesus go one way and you go the other way. So Jesus is saying, not just be with me, but follow me. Stay close to me. Stay so close to me that you can hear the whisper of my words in your ear. And thirdly, he's saying, work with me. Cooperate with me. Connection, direction, cooperation. To be connected with Jesus, to be yoked with Jesus, means we're invited to cooperate in his work, in his ministry. Before we came to Jesus, we were living for this side of eternity. Now, everything we're doing in this side of eternity is in the light of an eternal relationship with Jesus. And our fruitfulness depends on how we help others to be part of that eternity as well. Closeness, same direction, same pace. You see, if you're wearing the yoke of Jesus, you can't rush ahead of him, you can't lag behind. He's not just taking you in the right direction, he's taking you at the speed that he wants you to go. That's what the yoke means. As one leader to another, as one friend to another, I'm asking you to stay connected, to stay going in the same direction, to remain in cooperation with Jesus. Because today when he says, take up my yoke, he's saying, be with me. He's saying, follow me. He's saying, work with me. Let me read the same words from Matthew chapter 11, but I'll read them from the Passion Translation as I finish. Are you weary, carrying a heavy burden? Then come to me. I will refresh your life, for I am your oasis, says Jesus. Simply join your life with mine. Learn my ways and you'll discover that I'm gentle, humble, easy to please. You will find refreshment and rest in me. For all that I require of you will be pleasant and easy to bear. God bless you. Hope this message has been an encouragement. We'll speak soon. Bye.